Why is prayer so important in a Christian's life? Prayer is the heart of spiritual life. It is not only a means of communication with God but also a space where we can find peace, wisdom, and strength in everyday life. Through prayer, we form an intimate relationship with our Creator, entrusting Him with our worries, joys, and hopes. Jesus Himself set an example of a prayerful life. In the Gospel of Luke, we read, "But Jesus often withdrew to lonely places and prayed." Luke chapter 5 verse 16. His life shows that even in moments of great tension and work, it is worth finding time for conversation with the Father. The Apostle Paul, in his letter to the Thessalonians, encourages, "Pray continually. Give thanks in all circumstances." 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 verses 17 to 18. Prayer is not a one-time event but a daily habit that shapes our hearts and minds. Psychology indicates that prayer and meditation have a positive impact on our emotional and mental health. They can reduce stress, strengthen a sense of life's meaning, and help cope with difficulties. Why is prayer so important? Firstly, prayer brings us closer to God. In the book of Psalms, we read, "The Lord is near to all who call on Him, to all who call on Him in truth." Psalm chapter 145 verse 18. Through prayer, we open our hearts to His presence and action. Secondly, prayer brings peace to the heart. Paul wrote in his letter to the Philippians, "Do not be anxious about anything, but in everything, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your requests to God. And the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus." Philippians chapter 4 verses 6 to 7. Prayer allows us to release fear and trust in God's care. Thirdly, prayer opens the door to God's power. Jesus said, "Ask and it will be given to you. Seek and you will find. Knock and the door will be opened to you." Matthew chapter 7 verse 7. Through prayer, we can experience God's action in our lives. Fourthly, prayer shapes our hearts. In the Gospel of Matthew, Jesus taught, "Your will be done on earth as it is in heaven." Matthew chapter 6 verse 10. Prayer helps us align our desires with God's will and grow in faith. Fifthly, prayer unites us with other believers. In the Acts of the Apostles, we read, "They devoted themselves to the apostles' teaching and to fellowship, to the breaking of bread and to prayer." Acts chapter 2 verse 42. Prayer in community strengthens bonds and builds unity in the church. Prayer is the foundation of Christian life. As the psalmist says, "Cast your cares on the Lord and He will sustain you." Psalm chapter 55 verse 22. Through prayer, we can experience God's closeness, find peace in difficulties, and grow in love for Him and our neighbors. If you find joy in our conversations, feel free to share them with your friends.